Gotta have the emergency water in the hurricane.
Starbucks cups.
Yeah, this was tomatoes.
Brandy Deason buys as little plastic as possible.
This is me trying to avoid it.
Lately, when she bags up her recycling, she tosses something else in, a tracking device.
This is like James Bond of plastic recycling.
Yeah, right.
You're like a plastic spy.
Yeah.
She was skeptical of Houston's new program that accepts all types of plastic, even kinds not normally considered recyclable.
So people in Houston dropping off their plastic might reasonably assume that it goes to a recycling center. But nearly every bag with one of those Apple trackers in it ended up here at a place called Right Waste Management. What did you think when you learned those plastic bags end up here?
I thought it was kind of strange.
Doesn't look kind of chaotic to you?
We showed the video to Mark Wilfalk, Houston's director of solid waste management.
It's not the most desirable looking site.
That site has failed 3 county fire inspections.
It's something that we'll have to look into.
He says the city has collected 250 tons of plastic since the end of 2022. Almost none of it has been recycled yet.
Do you think people assumed it was going to an open-air storage facility?
I don't think that they assumed that it was going to an open-air storage facility, but I think that they assumed that we had the right intention. We're going to stockpile it for now. We're going to see what happens.
Well, this place is massive.
Yes.
How big is this?
So it's about 9 football fields.
The plastic is supposed to come to this Houston warehouse, where a long-delayed sorting facility has yet to be built. Ryan Tebbets manages the project for a company called Cyclics.
We need a huge supply of plastics to get ready for startup here, and we want to start that now in order to get ahead of it.
The honest thing is it's not being recycled yet.
It will be recycled.
Plastic is rarely recycled because it's made from oil and gas and comes in thousands of chemically distinct varieties that cannot be mixed together. But in its lab in New Hampshire, Cyclics says it figured out a way to sort and break down plastic waste into pellets that can then be sent for recycling.
But you acknowledge you've never done this at scale.
Correct. This is our first facility.
Cyclics is partly funded by ExxonMobil, one of the biggest plastic makers on the planet. At its Houston plant, Exxon plans to feed those pellets from Cyclics into a process Exxon calls advanced recycling.
The shiny metal shows the new technology that we brought in.
Ray Mastrolio manages the effort, which is the industry's response to the growing crisis of plastic waste.
And advanced recycling ultimately allows us to take that wide range of plastic waste that doesn't have home today and repurpose them.
The process uses heat to break down plastic to its molecular level. A small amount is turned into new plastic, but much of it becomes fuel that is burned, creating planet-warming emissions. Exxon says so far it has processed 60 million pounds of plastic waste, but none of it is from Houston households, and it's a fraction of the plastic the company produces each year.
And so that's something we're extremely proud of, but we also recognize it's a first step.
Plastic makers have touted advanced recycling for decades, but never made it commercially viable. Exxon competitor Shell Oil just backed away from its plans, calling them unfeasible.
America's plastic makers are investing billions of dollars.
The industry is still waging a multi-million-dollar ad campaign to convince consumers plastic recycling works.
Is this just your industry trying to make consumers believe that plastic is recyclable so they'll keep buying more plastic?
I go back to advanced recycling is real. It's happening. We're doing it.
When Exxon showed us their process, they told us this truck was feeding plastic waste into its advanced recycling system.
You really doing that?
Exxon later admitted the truck was empty due to a malfunction. They invited us back to watch it all again, including what the recycled plastic looks like at the end of the process.
With all due respect, should we trust a company that makes money off of making and selling plastic to tell us that there is a solution to the plastic waste problem?
I mean, that's challenging the integrity of who we are, but this is just a starting point, and we are in it for the long haul.
Now, California's Attorney General is currently investigating Exxon. In a statement to CBS News, he accuses the industry of a, quote, decades-long campaign of deception, perpetuating the myth that recycling can solve the plastics crisis. And the Attorney General is expected to soon decide whether or not he will sue Exxon. Ben Tracy, CBS News, Los Angeles.